eating healthy. Saving up my whiskey. Saving up my energy. Saving up my energy. Hey, boo. Hey, honey. Fuck a jet lag and an overnight bag. Hey, y'all. Hey. Happy Monday or whatever. Now make it obvious. Hey, y'all. Hey. Let me get this lighting right. Hey, boo. My back hurting. Hey, y'all. I'm going to keep it up if you keep it up. Hey, y'all. Hey. Happy Monday. How was y'all Monday? Tell me all about it.
Oh, thank you so much. Can we please get some...
Feeling like Friday. I wish.
Do you like desserts?
How can Monday feel like a Friday?
Those that go on fire. What are they called?
You work Monday through Friday? Because today do not feel like Friday to me. Yo, it was a sluggish ass Monday. Them little kindergartners was asleep. They can't stay up all night. Hey, y'all. She said rock you like a baby, but you know I'm about to keep you up. About a whole hour. Maybe you choose. She said this pussy good for your health. Call it superfood. Hey, y'all. What's going on? Who requested me? Ow. Hey, y'all. Happy Monday. It's QueenTv After Dark. Hey, y'all. Hey. She said, oh, shit. Hey, boos, hey. I am great. Thank you for asking. Hey, daughter. Yo, I got your request, Pinch Man, but I don't bring nobody on my camera unless I know what you all about or whatever. Hey, boos, hey. Hey, everybody. So, it's a Monday night. QueenTv After Dark. Hey, Mr. Skinner. So we talking about the Proverbs 31 woman or whatever. We gonna do the ratchet version. We gonna do the ratchet version of. Hey, Mr. Finney! I'm so glad you're here. I'm always piped up. Hey, Mr. Wilson. So we talking about the Proverbs 31 woman tonight. Heart me up or whatever. Heart me up, daughter. So I just came to chit chat with y'all for a little bit. What's on y'all minds? I got a topic, but y'all can give me something or whatever if y'all want to. Or we can talk about the Proverbs 31 woman, the ratchet version. Oh, my wine is right here. It's right here. As you can tell, I already been sipping on it. And I just realized my shirt got a hole in it. I don't know if I don't care. I don't think I care. I don't care. So, when y'all see my hole in my shirt, don't talk shit. For For the haters out there, I don't care what y'all say. She got on live with a hole in her shirt. I sure did. Look at it. Right where my wang dang doodle is. Hey, y'all. Hey. Because, Mr. Wilson, what do you mean, your wine? I'm from around, you know. I'm from a little bit of everywhere. I'm a gypsy. But right now, we broadcasting live from Philly. We in Philly. I can't be giving my direct whereabouts and shit. I'm living life like a celebrity. Fuck that. Fuck that. I'm living life like a celebrity. Like, we gotta be safe out here in these jealous ass streets, right? Bulletproof cars and carrying on. So, hey, y'all. Yes, Philly is amazing. Philly's so nice, I had to do it twice. I lived here before, and then I left, and then I came back. Philly's so nice, I had to do it twice. But, what y'all want to talk about? I was talking about toxic women the other night, so I figured I would bring it up and talk about the Proverbs 31 woman, since that's a little more positive or whatever. Dwight, where are you at again? Cali, or did you say Florida? I think you said Florida, because you said again, and I've never been to Cali yet. I'm from a little... Where are you from, Pinchman? Where you from? Where you is? Where you at? My bodyguards is off tonight. I can't be giving out my location. So anyway, y'all, what y'all want to talk about? Proverbs 31 woman. The ratchet version. So we talked about, the other night we was talking about relationships, and I'm not going to be here long, you guys. So the other night we talked about relationships, right? And we talked about toxic women, and we talked about what them bitches look like, right? And just, you know, that they are manipulative and they lie, and, you know, they use tactics to, you know, bind people in relationships, make it hard to get out. You know, try to make your life miserable whenever it's time to get out of the relationship. And we talked about those things, and I talked about those things so candidly because I don't feel as if men have a healthy outlet to be able to talk about some of the things that have happened to them in relationships. Women tend to be more verbal about the things that go on, and men don't always have a positive platform to talk about the things that they have gone through. And then not only that, some of the things that they have gone through, like some of these women is ruthless out here. So like really some of the things are very, you know, like emasculating, right? And like men ain't into like, I mean, y'all tap into y'all emotions, you know what I'm saying? But y'all ain't trying to live there. So we talked about a few of those things, but tonight I wanted to talk about the Proverbs 31 woman, because Proverbs 31 has a depiction of like the ideal woman, right? So we want to do the 2021 version. Hold on, I need something from music. Hey y'all, how was y'all Friday? So that's my little spilly poo. But how was y'all Friday? Damn! Mr. Wilson got me saying Friday. Clearly it's Monday, and we just got here. So how was y'all Monday? Was it just another manic Monday? You in the ATL? I never been. I want to go so bad. I want to go so bad. Cardi said broke boys don't deserve no pussy. I know that's right. Is that true? Should money be the prereq as to whether or not you get some coochie? Or no? Dang, I can't get my thing. My thing ain't working. Daughter, how was your day? I saw your beach pictures. I'm jelly. I'm jelly. I'm smelly jelly. I'm jealous. It looks so yummy. What was the weather, daughter? Yo, my remote ain't working. So anyway, we going up. All right, y'all. So y'all ain't giving me no topic, so we're going to get into the Proverbs 31 woman. So the Proverbs 31 woman. All right, so these are a couple of the things that I noted, right? So the first thing that Proverbs 31 woman or your ideal woman should encompass. Well, hurt me up or whatever. So, yo, why is she talking so much shit? She said, dirty ass, dusty ass bitch, you got pink eye. Like a elementary school kid. She said, you's young and dirty, and your eyes pink. Cardi snap. All right, so. Yo, she make you get the ugly face. So anyway, guys. Alright, so we talked about toxic women the other night. We're going to talk about yummy ass women tonight, okay? Alright, so the first thing is a woman is a helper, right? Because the Bible talks about how she was made from Adam's rib, right? So the first thing that a woman is supposed to be is a helper, right? So when you get in a relationship, it's okay that as a single woman, you are going to be pursuing your goals, your dreams, your aspirations. You're going to want to know where it is that you're going in life, right? You want to be healed from your previous relationships, meaning that you have learned the lessons that you needed to learn or whatever it was that you were supposed to learn from that person that is going to elevate you as a person, right? So with that, we're getting out of the relationship and we're not mad, right? We're not mad. We realize that we learned, right? And if we give out of abundance, then we haven't lost anything, right? So any relationship is, it has something that we can learn, right? A lesson that we can learn, right? So, all right. So we want to do all of those things before we're even trying to be anybody's Proverbs 31 woman, right? So, hey, boo, hey, Zay Bolo. So the woman was created from Adam's rib, so she is his helpmeet, right? So a woman is here to be a helper. And the thing is this, men are created to carry certain roles, and women are created to carry out certain roles, right? So if we just minded our roles, we would get along so much better, right? So anyway, so the woman is supposed to be the helper. And yes, I got notes, right? Because I'm a teacher, right? So with the woman being a helper, right? So she is supposed to study her man, right? She's supposed to be asking him questions like, what is your dream? Like, what is your vision? Because she's the help meet, meaning she is there to help him meet his visions, his goals, right? So you, woman, you want to be healed from all your past relationships, and men, you want to be healed from your past relationships, and if you have any distorted perceptions of women and the roles of women, you know, you want to be done dealt with, you know, all of that shit, right? So we two healthy people coming together to create a relationship, right? And we are talking about the role of the woman in a positive light because we talked about toxic bitches the other night. So you are a helper, right? And that you are helping him meet his vision. So he should come to the table with some visions, some ideas, some things that he wants to do in his life, right? Hey, boo, hey! So you are there to study him, right? You are there to study the man. You are there to ask him questions. Like, what is it that you are looking to do? Like, what is your vision? Like, where is it that you're looking to go? Because you are looking to be a help, a support, right? That's a Proverbs 31 woman, right? So you want to so what's his vision? What's his assignment? What are his giftings? What is it that he's looking to do in life, right? Hey, sir. I think you told me to call you Feek. Hey, how are you? It's going well. We are talking about the Proverbs 31 woman tonight. So we talk about healthy women since we always talk about toxic women, right? So the woman wants to be a helper, right? She wants to help him move his vision forward. But he first has to have a vision, right? All right. Second, it talks about how the woman can build with her hands, but everything that she can build with her hands, she can also tear it down with her mouth, right? So we as women, a Proverbs 31 woman knows how to mind her goddamn mouth. She knows when to shut up and she knows when to talk, right? She's not tearing down her partner to him or to anyone outside of the relationship, right? Like, we're not talking bad about our partner or our spouse. Like, any issue, good, honey. I'm so glad to hear it. Did you work today? So any issues that you have in your relationship should stay in your relationship. You know what I'm saying? So like, if you have an issue or a concern, you should be going to your partner with that issue or that concern. However that looks like, right? We all communicate differently. So I don't care if it's a text message. Maybe it's a note on the refrigerator, right? Maybe it's just a conversation because you're just really, you just can tap into your feelings and your emotions that way. But either way, any issues that are going on in the relationship should stay within the relationship. They should not go outside of the relationship, right? So say, for instance, you are upset about something. And maybe you don't, because also, too, like a Proverbs 31 woman knows how to operate in her logic, right? While also being tapped into her emotions. So I'm fully aware of why it is that I'm upset, right? And I may be justified in my anger. And I may be justified in my emotions, right? But how am I expressing myself? Am I expressing myself in a way that I can be seen and heard? Or am I being disrespectful, right? Because if you're being disrespectful, no one wants to listen to you be disrespectful, right? So women have to learn how to operate in our emotions, but at the same time be logical. So sometimes that means you may have to take a cool off period. Maybe you don't need to talk when you mad and you in the heat of the emotions, and that's okay, right? And say you do need to talk to somebody. Say you need to talk to somebody before you talk to your partner. Have one close confidant, and I feel like that goes for men and women. Have that one close friend who you know respects your relationship and the type of relationship that you're in, because some of us are married or we're committed, but then we have friends that are single, right? So our single friends really can't give us good advice because they're in a different stage in their life, right? So be mindful who it is that you're talking to about your relationship, right? So if you have to talk to somebody outside of the relationship, have that one good, constructive person that is going to always love your partner and is very pro the relationship. First and foremost, they need to be pro the relationship, right? So that whatever information that they give you, they're not being a hater, right? And they can give you constructive advice. You better heart me up. So if you wrong, they're going to tell you that you're wrong. And even if your spouse is wrong, you know what I mean? They're going to help you sit down and kind of come up with a strategy, right? They gonna calm you down. Because sometimes when you're really, really upset, hey y'all, hey, sometimes when you're really upset, it's not a good time to talk, right? So take your breathing off, take your cooling off, period. Preferably don't talk to anybody outside the relationship, but if you do talk to somebody outside the relationship, let it be somebody that is credible. Let it be somebody that's pro-love, pro your relationship, going to tell you about your shit, but at the same time be able to encourage you, right? So that leads me to another point. Another role of a woman is to be the encourager, right? So the Proverbs 31 woman, or your ideal spouse, should be somebody that is like your biggest cheerleader. Like, whatever it is, like, men have it hard enough in the world anyway, right? So, like, when they come to you with an idea, like I said earlier, like, we can build with our hands, right? Meaning that whatever we put our hands to, whatever we put our head to, like, we can produce, right? Because we're incubators. That's another point. We're incubators, meaning that we take it in and we hold on to it, and then we give you back something else, right? So women are incubators, just like we carry babies, right? We carry kids, right? So women are incubators. So we have to be careful what it is that we take in on a daily basis. Because whenever you come home from work and you get ready to sit down and talk to your man, if all you've been doing all day is gossiping with your girlfriends, guess what you're going to be trying to talk to him about? Gossip. And guess what? He don't care. Like, he don't care who Susie slept with and went out with Saturday night. Or, like, he doesn't care about that, right? So we as women, as incubators, we have to be mindful what it is that we take in, right? Because we take it in and then we give it out. So you want to be putting good shit in so you can give out good shit, right? As well, your man's vision, whatever it is that he gives you or shares with you, you should be able to take that and make more from it, right? That's a part of being the helpmate, right? You are the partner, right? You are his partner in crime. You are not the boss. You do not run the show, because it said that she's a helpmate, right? Partners, right? Equals. I would say equals. But it's not our role to rise up and rule and try to be in control and say how it go and all of that stuff, right? Because whoever it is that you get with, the man that you get with should be somebody that you trust to be able to be a leader, right? He should have a vision because you are the helpmeet to help uphold that vision, right? So he should come in with a vision. He should come in realizing that family is a business, right? You can put your kids to work. Wifey should be doing her thing. Hubby should be doing his thing. He should have his vision. She should be upholding his vision, right? And then the family runs as a business, right? And then groups of families create communities, right? And then groups of communities create nations, right? So we should be creating positivity. So another thing about the Proverbs 31 woman, she doesn't bring her husband any shame, right? So when she's out and about, whether she's with her girls and he sees what's going on or not, like, she should always be a great representation of their relationship and her husband, right? Also, it says that she should not bring her husband any spoil, right? So, meaning she shouldn't be pressuring him, right? Like, if financially y'all are not in a position to do X, Y, and Z, then you have to fall under that. I hate to say leadership because I forgot to say that we're supposed to submit to the vision. But anyway, so yeah, you have to fall under wherever it is that you guys are, financially or geographically or whatever the case may be. Like, you guys are a team. A Proverbs 31 woman, she knows that she's not there to make her man feel pressured, right? And pressured could cause, when it says spoils, it talks about kind of like things that cause you to end up in ruin, right? So to pressure somebody to have more than what you have, or you pressuring him to go out and work more or do more, that can cause spoil, right? But instead, as the woman, if we are the incubators, right, we're taking in whatever his vision is, whatever his plans are, right, and we are helping him to make those things prosper. So we're there to help him prosper, not to pressure, right? What else? Submit to the vision. Remember that family is a business, right? And if your family got it all together, then y'all have it together, and then y'all teach other families. Because what did I just say? Families make communities. So each one teach one, right? So we are incubators. We are the receivers. We are the encouragers, right? So whereas men are the protectors, we are the encouragers. So we're the cheerleaders. We're the one to say, hey, babe, you could do it. Like the Proverbs 31 woman knows that whatever her man brings to her, like, she's not to tear him down or make him feel like he can't share his dream or like it's impossible. I'd be like, yeah, babe, whatever you want to do. Because, like, the sky really is the limit, right? Because the Bible says one can chase 1,000, but two can chase 10,000, right? So the Bible is pro-relationships, right? But it's relationships the right way, right? Like, you want to get you a Proverbs 31 woman because she's going to make good, thank you, boo, hurry up. She's going to make good use of her time, right? She's going to put her hands to things that are going to prosper and grow the family. She's not spending a whole bunch of time sitting on her phone, scrolling and chit-chatting with her friends because she's an incubator. So whatever she takes in, that's what she's going to give out. So she wants to be an equal balanced partner for her husband, right? And ain't no man trying to sit around and, gossip about Real Housewives of Atlanta and all the, drama that went on at your job, right? So you should be constantly filling yourself with good information that's going to push his vision along, information that is going to encourage him, you know what I mean? Like, things that... Taking the time, like it said, we are a studier of their vision. So we should always be finding ways that we can be like, oh, you know what, if we did it like this, or let me tell him about this information, this, that, or the other, and that's going to help move him forward, right? Help me. You know what I'm saying? Proverbs 31 woman. Let me see, did I forget anything? Nope. Oh, and she should be a woman of great appreciation and gratitude, right? So whatever it is that your man is doing for you, you should be happy. You should be appreciative. You should be showing gratitude. Because the more gratitude you show, the more your partner's love tank is going to be full. And I mean show gratitude in whatever way. Because like I said before, we talked about love languages. So people got different love languages. So some people may be physical touch. So your gratitude, your appreciation may have to be something physical in nature. And then those that are, say, words of affirmation, you may want to write them a really nice note or a text or something like that because they like to hear that verbal affirmation, right? Quality time. Quality time is another love language. So, like, you may show your gratitude and your appreciation by making sure that you spend some extra time, like set aside extra time to spend with that person one-on-one. Like, baby, it's just me and you. Da-da-da. You got me from now until you got me all night. Can you stay up all night? So, yeah, you guys. Another thing, too, I mentioned it before in my other video when I talked about us as women, just making sure that we are taking care of ourselves spiritually, mentally, emotionally, so that we can show up in the relationship as our very best selves. And that goes for everybody, but we just talking about the women tonight because we are talking about them on a positive note because a lot of times I talk about them toxic ones, right? So, so we want to remember to put our man first, make him a priority. So if that means, like I was saying the other day, if you got to shut down a little early so you can bathe, drink your wine, do whatever it is that you need to do. If you want to sit in the tub and scroll on your phone in the tub. Catch up on your little Atlanta Housewives, whatever it is you watch, Little Women of Kentucky, whatever you watch. You know, spend that time, and then make sure that you are setting time aside for your man, like that he know that, like, baby, the phone is off, I'm all yours, what's up, what's good, like, those things are so important in our relationships, and I think we skip past those things, you know, and then we're not happy. But you know, we got to take the time to listen to each other, ask each other questions, be studiers of your partner, study your partner. Take the time to understand, like, what it is that they like, what they don't like. You know what I'm saying? And when you find out, do those things. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're with a person and it's way too much for you to be able to do what it is that they like, something is wrong with you, right? Like, why are we together if I can't give you what it is that you want? Like, that should be easy, right? It should be easy. So, thank you, honey, or whatever. I'm just trying to tell the truth up in here. Because we don't love on each other enough. It's not enough. And I mean, I'm sure, I'm not saying it's not out there, but I just don't hear enough positive relationship stuff. Like, everything we share is like, it's like a little gripey party all the time. And our relationships can be happy and fulfilling. We always linked up with somebody. We always tied to somebody. So why not be the fuck happy? I don't understand. But some people feel, and like I said, you know, we don't shade anybody on Queen TV. We respect everybody's journey. But some of us have, you know, different views on relationships and how they should be. And I realize that some people feel as though, well, sometimes we feel as though, right? Because we include everybody. We don't point no fingers. So sometimes we feel as if whatever it is that we have, like, that's it. There's nothing else out there better. And we have to realize that God has designed for us to have the desires of our hearts, right? If he created Eve out of Adam's rib, like literally out of his side, like, yo, like, where do we get this concept that we can't understand each other? Or that we can't operate together as a team and it be good? I am so, like, I just want to hear and see more positive things about relationships, because love relationships can be amazing, especially once we learn from all the toxic ones and we heal. Then we can receive love, and we can be the love that we want to receive. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you guys, that was my little spiel on being a Proverbs 31 woman. She's a helpmeet. She's a questioner. She wants to be asking her partner, what is your vision? What are you here to do? How can I help you, boo? Because whoever it is that she chooses, right, she's going to already know that this person is a good match for her. And all that. For everybody who want to play devil's advocate and be like, but what if they can't lead? All right, we ain't talking about that. We talk about two healed people, two whole healed people. They get together and decide to be in a relationship, right? So she's the incubator, the encourager. She's the studier of the vision. Like, what do you want to do? How can I help you? She's the help me, right? Yeah. And we're supposed to run our families like a business. And you're supposed to take care of home first. So before you go out in these streets trying to run around and impress this one and that one and do this one, do this and do that, or try to go run and be famous and all of this kind of stuff, like, we have to first make home our first ministry, right? So, like, what's going on with our children? Like, do they know what their vision is? Do they know what we're expecting from them in their future? You know what I mean? Like, Are they, you know what I mean? Are they set? Do they know what their gifts are? Are they operating in their gifts? What they grades looking like what they mental space looking like? So really, us as women, we have a pretty hefty job within the home, I feel. The man is, I do believe that the man is supposed to go out and be the provider, right? He doesn't have to be the sole provider, but he should at least have a vision. And if you got a vision and an idea, we going always eat. Especially if you get a Proverbs 31 woman. Because what is she doing? She incubating that shit and then she giving you more, right? It's going in a cupcake and it's coming out a whole cake, right? Because that's what we should be doing. So, yeah. So it's important for us women to be mindful what it is that we are putting into ourselves, our mental space, emotionally, all of that stuff, so that we can be healthy, so we can be a healthy partner, a healthy helpmeet, so we can balance our partners, because relationships are about balance, right? Not one of us throwing the other one off because you trigger me and I trigger you and all this other toxic stuff, right? So, yeah, you guys, that's all I got for y'all. So, that's the ratchet version of the Proverbs 31 woman. And I feel that's something that we should all be striving. It's the least you can do. It's the least you can do. But no, we all have roles, right? Male energy or masculine energy has traits. Female and feminine energy has traits. And in relationships, we each have roles. And if we could just work together. So yeah, if we just did that, you guys, we would just be so much happier about our relationships, you know? But we gotta heal, y'all. We gotta heal and we gotta operate in unconditional love and forgiveness. Forgiveness, empathy, understanding people, right? Paying homage and respect to other people's journey. It doesn't matter whether you necessarily agree or fully understand, but long as you can attest to the fact that everybody is, hey, Mr. Beck in my Facebook husband! Hey, boo, I was about to get out of here. So I'm going to give you a real quick recap. So we were talking about the Proverbs 31 woman. How my thing won't turn down? Oh, hold on, y'all. I got to jam for a second. Oh my God, now it ain't working again. Ah! Watch out, Lane. Y'all, I need batteries in my remote. So, Mr. Beckett, we talked about the Proverbs 31 woman. Maybe I'm going to give you the singing version of it. Let me see. Proverbs 31 woman. She's a helpmeet first. She's a seeker of the vision. She wants to know her man's vision. She should be studying the vision. You better heart me up, daughter. Don't laugh at my hole, y'all. You know what? If you talk about yourself, can't nobody else talk about you. This my shit. Hold on. Oh. What is your number?
Shorty can't do it, that hair so good. I said, fuck it, I ain't using no rubber. When she make that ass bounce like I love her.
The way she make that ass bounce like I love her. That's my baby. Win, win. For all the crybabies out there. Win, win, win. Said he probably want to wear my hoodie. I thought I was in trouble the way it was. His friends and his dad hate me. I ain't even saved your number, so now I can't reply to your text. Alright, y'all. So, Proverbs 31 woman. First of all, she danced to ratchet music in the morning. She made... yo, how could I forget the most important... The last most important points, right? She makes it hard for her man to want to go to work in the morning. And she makes other women disappear. Baby. Meaning... That's how thorough that bitch is. Can't no other, like all other women disappeared, right? Because you handling your business. You look good. You smell good. You taste good. You cook good. You clean good. What else? You help good because you're supposed to be a helpmeet. Mr. Beckett, we said the Proverbs 31 woman is supposed to be an incubator. And that whatever she takes in, she is supposed to multiply it and give you back something different. So that's why women should be mindful what it is that they are taking in on a daily basis. So that you have quality things to talk to your man about at the end of the day. Besides chit-chat and, gossip from the office, right? So, what else we say, y'all? She's an encourager. She operates out of gratitude and forgiveness, right? She's feminine as fuck, right? She's soft. She can handle her business, right? She can be as tough as nails. She can be the Bonnie to your Clyde, right? But she's so in touch with her feminine side that she's always soft. She's always feminine until you make her have to jump in your face, right? Right. Because during her time of being single and preparation, like she learned how to like properly harness her masculine and her feminine energy. So she can nuck if you buck if she have to. But then at the same time, she could be just like sweet as a honeybee. You know what I'm saying? Them honeybee vibes or whatever. So yeah, that's what we had said. That's the Cliff Note. Oh, and we said she does not pressure. She causes her man to prosper, not feel pressured. I don't know what happened. Tell me, Mr. Beckett. What happened, Mr. Beckett? You gotta tell me. I don't know. You gotta put me down with the celebrity gossip. He said, I got this shit out the mud, but they don't want to talk about that. Don't nobody want to ever give you your props when props is due, but they want to talk about you whenever you do something wrong. Ain't that a shame? That's why I always live by the motto, success is the best revenge. Like, I don't give a fuck about getting revenge on you. I'm just going to shit on you. Like, I'm just going to go out here and be the best me I can be. Whether I got to start all over, whether I got to get another job, whether I got to make payment arrangements and shit. I'm gonna make it do what it do, right? So that builds character, right? It builds that character. It builds that, like, it builds that girth. Like, that's why you could, like, partner up with your man, because, like, you got, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got some heart. But at the same time, you got to be tapped into your feminine energy enough that, like, you know when to turn it on and turn it off, right? You know, like yin and yang. Sometimes we as feminine, we as women, we will have to operate in our masculine energy. And then, but most times we should be operating in our feminine energy, which is nurturing, forgiving, unconditional love, all that stuff. Talk to me nice, or don't talk to me at all. Oh. Talk to me nice, or don't talk at all. I definitely live by that. He said my little mama got it in her purse. Proverbs 31 woman carry. Proverbs 31 woman carry your shit in her purse too. Cause who knows, like you and your man, like y'all might be fulfilling the will of God, but y'all might be a little gangster with it. You know what I'm saying? We don't come into this game perfect. You might have to do a little Bonnie and Clyde sometimes. Yo, he said I'm about my chicken like a two-piece. You can have your girl back. She a groupie. His son recorded a cuss out his father gave him to Facebook. His son is 32 years old. Do you think his son was right for two? He recorded he recorded Kirk Franklin. You better heart me up, daughter. Smoking the Zaza, go straight to the mama. Yo. So he cussed his dad out. Wait, his son recorded a cuss out his father gave him to Facebook. His son is 32. So he recorded himself cussing his dad out, or he recorded his dad cussing him out and then put it on Facebook. So let me see. So no, I don't think. Yeah, no, hell no. Because another thing that I was saying at the beginning too, when we were talking about the Proverbs 31 woman, is I said that we have to protect our relationships. You know what I'm saying? So like, and I said preferably you don't talk about your relationship to anybody outside, you know, your relationship. And even when you're upset with your partner, like that's your partner, right? Like, it's like, it should be y'all against the world. So it should be, like, when you get mad at him, it should stay between you and him. And even when you upset, like, you still should handle that shit with poise. Right? Yeah. And that shit is coming from, and that's words that I live by. Because I could come on here and, like I said, I could use this as a platform to say whatever, do whatever, a lot of shit, but I just would never, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you get with somebody, like, when you come in complete self-love, you love others the way you want to be loved, so you just treat people different. And you just, like, I'm huge on respect, right? And I don't ever want my man to feel disrespected, because somebody once told me that one of the most important things for men is respect. Because I think they said women need love and men need respect. But yeah, Mr. Bucket, that was not cool at all. No. because you're like, I feel like you're betraying the family. Like whatever goes on inside the family is private. It shouldn't go on Facebook. I never believed in like the sneak dissing on the statuses, or like there was a couple of times that my sister got upset with my mom, and I'm like, yo, no, we don't put that shit out on social media. Like we gotta protect each other, guys. Like we just have to do a better job of protecting each other, meaning that like you really think about other people's feelings. You know what I'm saying? Like would this hurt their feelings? Like, but see, that's the difference between dealing with toxic people and then people that are just, you know, imperfect and they're learning to know you, right? Like no relationship is going to be free of hurt, right? But it's the difference between a person who gets joy from bringing you pain, because the reality is there's some, what is it, masochists? They like pain. They like pain, and they like inflicting pain on other people. So yeah, so we have to be we gotta be careful. But yeah, that's damn. I think that's pretty fucked up. Because see, the thing is, like, even if I'm mad at my dad, like, I know who he is to the nations, right? So, what good am I doing whenever I let the whole world know that, like, my dad cussed me out? So now the whole world hates Kirk Franklin, and he represents God and Christianity and all of those things. So now you're just highlighting and magnifying, like, somebody's transgressions, as if any of us deserve our dirty laundry to be dragged across social media. That's so narcissistic, in my opinion. And then you're 32. If you were a teenager, you might get a pass that you got triggered and you put that shit up there. And, you know, like, you know how sometimes we do stuff because, like, we're triggered and we put stuff up to, like, hurt other people's feelings, which, by the way, I think is just so fucked up. Like, people should not... Hey, Mr. Toy! Everything is not for social media, period. People should not find out important information about your life via social media. If you are in a relationship or have a friendship with somebody, social media is not the place to hash things out. Social media is not the place to make examples of people. Like, it's just, no, that's not what I wanted to say. Social media is not the place to share information that may be hurtful to the viewer. Like, that's just not cool. It's not. We need to that goes back to what I always talk about whenever I talk about respect. Like, first of all, people need to respect themselves more, right? We need to respect ourselves more so that we can give respect to other people and be more respectful, right? And, like, what happened to do unto others? This is what I live by. I don't know, maybe just because I'm an earth angel. I don't know. It's like, I think a lot of people live by this. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you, right? So, like, yeah, no, that's so embarrassing. That is so embarrassing. And I feel like that was very, very, very toxic of his son. So what if your dad cussed you out? So what if your dad cussed you out and his ass was dead ass wrong? You gonna put him out on social media? Like, we don't be thinking. And the Bible talks about how, you don't ever want to be the reason that another person sins or falls, right? So with that, I feel like, oh, my remote ain't working. Oh, well. With that, I feel like everything is not for everybody, right? So if I know that I have young teenagers, so this is QueenTv After Dark, alright? So I talk, you know what I mean, like, it's grown folks on here. But what I talk about during the day is going to be different, because I feel like different people are going to view me during the day, right? And if I know that I have a following of young women who look up to me, I'm going to be mindful how it is that I show up. Like, it doesn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got plenty of time to do shit behind closed doors. And a lot of shit needs to be left behind closed doors. And people need to quit trying to air out people's laundry on social media. I feel like that is such a narcissistic trait. It's like a smear campaign. Like, what did you prove? Like you can make people sin. Like, you can make people turn away from God and be like, yo, I knew those Christians wasn't about X, Y, and Z. And that person may die the next day after they denounced God. And it's going to be your fault that they're going to die and go to hell. That's how I think. Ain't I crazy, y'all? But it's just the truth. Because the Bible talks about that. So it's like, I don't ever want to be in a position where I may tempt somebody to do something that may lead to their downfall. You know what I'm saying? Or anybody's downfall. But as a Proverbs 31 woman, I just try to do everything for the greater good of the good, I guess. The greater good. I try to do things for the greater good. My wine is kicking in, y'all. But yeah, I just think we just gotta be mindful what we put out there. You know what I'm saying? Because even the people that may not be like, oh, you damn Christians, they are, right? Like, what about the people that just, like, is disappointed, right? Disappointed in him as a person, and he's like, hey, Wendy! Hey, my love, sure. Hi, boo. So let me tell y'all about Wendy. That's my baby. That's my baby. Mwah. That is my sweetie. That's my sweetie. We kissing cousins. You know how you had that cousin that I was going to say eensy beensy, but I think it's a little bit bigger than eensy beensy. You have that cousin you have a crush on. She's sexy, y'all. She's sexy. Hi, boo. So we were talking about, so first I talked about the Proverbs 31 woman. Hey, mommy! All right, y'all, I gotta behave. My mother is here. Hi, mommy. So I was just talking about, hi, mom. I was just praying with all of my friends and and talking about being a Proverbs 31 woman. You said I talk about okay, so you talk about relationships of any situation. Did I finish my thought before Wendy came in? Oh, we were talking about Kirk Franklin. So Wendy and mom, to catch y'all up, the beginning of my live, I talked about the Proverbs 31 woman, right? And the role of a woman, because a lot of times I talk about toxic women and how toxic women act as a outlet for men who may not have a healthy outlet to talk about the things that go on in relationships with women, right? So tonight we was going to bring it on up and keep it positive. So we talked about the Proverbs 31 woman. Of course, I gave the 2021 a little bit ratchet version of it. However, yeah. So then we were talking about Kirk Franklin because he cussed his son out and he posted it on oh y'all better be glad my TV cut off. All right, so Kirk Franklin cussed his son out and then the son put it on Facebook. So we were talking about how we about it, and I was saying how the Bible talks about how we are to be mindful of the things that we do because we could cause other people to slip or sin. So I said that it was very toxic of his son to put him, to have him being recorded cussing his son out, and to put it on social media knowing who it is that his father represents and what it is that his father represents. And I said that we should, hey mommy! So I said that we should keep family business in the house, and family business should not go on social media, just like the Proverbs 31 woman should protect her husband's business and protect their relationship by not talking about their relationship outside of the relationship, unless you have maybe like one trusty friend that you may need to like vent to before you deal with the matters at hand. But ultimately we have to be very careful and guard and protect our relationships by not talking about them to other people, right? Oh, and a person that we do talk to should be a person that's pro the relationship, pro marriage, pro love, right? So Mr. Beckett said, so that was my take on Kirk Franklin. Like, that was very toxic of his son to do that. So then we talked about, just there's enough people that are like, oh, Christians, this, that, or the other. So the last thing y'all need to do is put Kirk Franklin on social media cussing his son out. Like, that's private. Like, oh. So yeah. So then we talked about even the people who may not say, oh, I don't want to be a Christian anymore. We just talked about the level of like disappointment, right? Like, I wouldn't want to hear Kirk Franklin cussing out his son. You know what I'm saying? So we just have to be mindful what we are putting out into the atmosphere when we're putting things out into the atmosphere, because we should be mindful of the greater good of all, right? So, like, I mean, I wouldn't want to hear that, right? That wouldn't make my day. It would probably dampen my mood, right? And we have to realize that the things that we see and hear, they do affect us. Like, we feel like we're like numb to stuff like, oh, it doesn't matter because I was just scrolling social media. I was just scrolling by. No, that stuff gets in our psyche. It gets in our energetic body and all of that stuff. So it really does affect us, right? So if we're talking about being high vibe, but yet, you know what I mean? Everything that I'm looking at on social media is just fussing and cussing. And that's why I'll get upset when there's a whole lot of negative stuff under my meme. Because I'm just like, first of all, get that energy off my page. Because nobody comments and has that much to say whenever I'm putting out videos about trauma and healing and all of that stuff. So it's just like, don't come over here with all that negative energy. Like, I don't play that. Because if once we start really being in our bodies and being like mindful of like how our mood shifts, how our energy shifts, then you start to realize just how affected you are just how affected you are by the things that go on around you, that you see and hear, right? So so I think that we should just, we just need to be mindful. Oh my goodness. Like, whew. So Mr. Beckett said, are today's younger generations victims of being children in adult bodies? Meaning what, Mr. Beckett? Children in adult bodies? No. I mean, I feel like our younger generation comes into this, they are born more aware of their giftings, right? So they're more gifted, but like I was saying the other night, you still, like, your time on earth still matures you. So, I mean, a lot of people can be considered children in adult bodies, because if we have trauma in our childhood, a lot of times it stunts our development in certain areas. So we have a lot of adults, we have 40, 50-year-old adults that still are struggling with arrested development. So that makes them a child in an adult body. But the youth of today, I feel, I'm not really sure what's going on with them babies. They seem, to me, I feel like the technology, they just seem slow. They not swift. They are slow. But yet I know that they are highly gifted. So that's why I really want to work with the youth, because I want to get to them. And then it's just like everybody just so calm and kind of like melancholy. You know what I mean? Like they are a very gifted generation. And I feel like, I think my biggest opinion on the youth is that we owe them more. I feel like they are highly gifted, and I feel like we owe them more. And then the youth of our community, let's not even talk about that, because if you mean children in adult bodies as in young people are dealing with grown up stuff, yes, I can see that in our communities. You know what I mean? I feel like, and that's why I want a rec center. Because I feel like a lot of kids go home to empty houses, sleep parents, they not going home to home cooked meals and bedtimes and structured homework time and all of that. A lot of the kids in our community, I don't have stats on it, but I feel like a lot of the kids in our community do not have that, and I feel like they deserve it. So I don't have a huge, I actually get kind of emotional about it. I don't really have a huge negative opinion on the younger generation, because I feel like whatever it is that they're not, it's our fault in a sense, right? Because we're the older generation, and everybody's like, oh, they're so smart mouth, and they're so this, and they're so that. But I feel like with anybody, if you're genuine, you can get through to people. Period. I can get through to anybody. Now, I am a little gifted. I do work in the mental health field, so I have a lot of practice dealing with very different types of people. But as it relates to the young people of today, or the younger generation, I don't think we give them enough credit or patience. We don't give them enough patience. So if a female is raised by a single disgruntled young mother who didn't have guidance, what are the chances that she can lead her daughter to have a good man? Is she healed or no? But we have to remember, it takes a village. So Mr. Beckett's question was, so if a female is raised by a single disgruntled young mother, which at one point I was a single disgruntled young mother at one point in my life, okay? What are the chances that she can lead her daughter to have a good man? High. Highly. The chances are high if mom changes and heals. If not, obviously, mom is her primary example, but that doesn't mean that she doesn't have positive aunties, cousins, and grandparents, or a grandma. What if her mom is, oh God, Mr. Beckett? But I was about to say, but 9 times out of 10, well, why is she disgruntled? Is she disgruntled because she's a single mother, or is she disgruntled because she had a bad childhood and she just got a bad attitude? So if she got a bad attitude, then her mom is probably like she is. So grandma may not be a good example, but I like to believe that I think a lot of people have the testimony that they would not be the person that they are today had not multiple people kind of... Now, it's not ideal, right? It's not ideal to have, you know what I mean, to be raised by the community or to be raised by your family, you know what I mean? Because you may have bounced around, you know what I'm saying? However, there's still a chance of she could have a different mindset because she might have a totally different DNA, right? So if mom changes her mindset, then it's going to put daughter it's going to give daughter better chances, right? Because your daughters do look up to you, and whatever you are, they feel like they're going to be, right? Subconsciously. So if you're always in the mirror saying, oh my God, I'm so fat, guess what? Your daughter's going to do the same thing. But if you're just like, oh my God, I love my body, like I just embrace me, like just and you're all about self-love, then I feel like your daughter will do the same thing. It's highly likely she'll do the same thing. Because sometimes you could be the perfect parent and your child still, you're just like, where did this kid come from? This kid is nothing like me. So that's when you know it's kind of like DNA. So she could be raised by the disgruntled mother, and her she got some kick-ass DNA, and she just still comes out with a different mindset. Like, she might she might be one of those people that can actually look at her mom and be like, I don't want to be like her, and actually not be like her. So I do believe that that a lot of us have had really rough situations in our childhood, and we have still prevailed. I know a few chicks whose mom told them use a man before he gets a chance to play, or use you right. Exactly. And Mr. Beckett, I know a few men who were instructed the same way. Hey, Gigi! So what you often hear me talk about is mental reprogramming. You know what I mean? Like coming into our relationships with a healthy outlook on what relationships should look like. Because, a lot of people have that mindset. So the other night we talked about being divine versus distorted, right? And the divine path means that I'm healing from my childhood programming that's toxic, right? And I'm reversing generational curses and ancestral patterns. So I'm making a mental note that like, hey, the buck stops here with me, the buck stops with my kids, the abuse stops here with my kids, right? So we have to remember, some of us are here to change and reset those negative templates. Those of us like myself and yourself and everybody under the sound of my voice on this here live. So that's the biggest thing too, is that coming together. So I always talk about relationships and it should be so easy and right? It is easy after you've worked through certain things. Like you realize that like, for example, I talk about this all the time. Another big disparity in relationships. You have some families who believe, you got families that believe all different stuff. So I know people who feel like, well, first of all, you marry and you get with your person for status and money. Like you choose whoever you feel is going to benefit you financially. That's who you're going to partner up with. Y'all not happy? We don't care. We stay together because we keeping up with the Joneses. We putting on airs for the community. Right? We acting like this stuff is perfect. I can't cuss, my mom's on here. We acting like it's perfect and it's all good, but really it's not. However, until I realize that, hey, this is a destructive pattern, then I'm going to keep doing it the way that my family did it. And I'm going to make decisions the way that my family has made them, until I realize that, it's worth doing something different. So that's another reason why I come on here, because I know that a lot of men don't experience a woman like me. And I found that out the hard way, because everybody I ran into was just like, well, women are like this and da-da-da-da. And it's like people treat you like what they are used to. So those of us that are different need to be talking about the fact that, like, hey, everybody's not the same. Everybody's not out for money. Some people actually get in relationships for love, right? That's another huge disparity. Some people, relationships have to be successful. It has to make financial sense, X, Y, and Z. And then we're going to get into this here relationship / partnership, right? Whether we're happy or not, we're not leaving. Whether we cheat on each other, whether we both cheat, we don't leave, because in my family, over the years, passed down, this is how we do stuff. Until somebody finally says, bump that, I love her, and I'm going to get with her because that's who I love. I'm not going to stay with this person because it makes sense financially. Because what are you showing? I'm not going to stay with this person for the sake of the kids when we arguing and tussling and fighting and can't get along. So it's like, at some point, we all have to realize that there's set programming that different people have according to how they were raised. It's called ancestral. That's why we say ancestral patterns, like reversing them, because everybody did what they saw and everybody keeps duplicating what it is that they saw until we come along, starseeds, light workers, earth angels, and we say, oh no, I'm going to disrupt the template. It's going to be different. Like my kids, I was like, this is what I want for their life. And I envisioned it because I knew that my life was okay. But I went back and I realized, like, well, what would I have wanted to be different for me? I struggle a lot with finances. So I didn't want my kids to struggle with finances. So all their life, I've spoken over them that they will be financially prosperous, that they would not struggle, that they, you know what I mean? So I purposely, even their relationships, I said they're not going to date no whole bunch of people. They're not going to be breaking up and making up and going through relationships and getting their heart broken. I was like, they going to meet their sweetheart in high school. They high school sweetheart going to be their husband or their wife. And we're going to keep it really simple because I paid the dues with all my crazy relationships. But that was me consciously saying, hey, I want things to be different. And I would make decisions based on the fact that, like, Pootie looking at me. And I was like, yo, if I want my daughter to do this when she grows up in a relationship, I'm not going to show her this. And it wasn't always easy because we aren't always healed fully. We don't even know why we do the things we do and we crave the things that we crave and we want the things that we want until we understand ourselves a little bit better. So that's, that's why we do the things that we do, because we either don't know any better. It's just easier. We don't feel like we deserve something better. A lot of people are raised to believe that, like, you know how many people, like, you know how many decent guys are talked out of getting with decent women because somebody in their life told them, like, oh man, you too good, like, she too good for you, like, she'll never da-da-da. Or you know how many men passed up good women because the friends in their life was like, oh, you won't be able to da-da-da-da, she'll make your life miserable, da-da-da-da. So it's like we have to get our own, we have to figure out what we want for ourselves and not be afraid to go after it, and be encouraged enough to know that it's something different out there. If you don't think it's anything different, then you just going to keep on dealing with what it is you're dealing with. But that's why I'm here to be a light in the dark. And say all women are toxic. Some women are Proverbs 31 women. They may listen to ratchet music and drink wine. However, their heart is pure. God trusts them. God trusts their heart because they love God and their heart is after God. And anything that they're doing is for the Most High. And that's another thing we have to remember. Like, why are you here? Why are you doing what it is that you're doing? Is it for the Most High? Is it for the greater good of all? That helps you decide any decision. Am I lifting up the Most High when I put my dad out here cussing somebody out? Am I lifting up the Most High? Now, one might say, what would they say? How could they justify that? well, God would want people to know the truth or something like that. But you're going to do more damage. Yes, or Crown Royal what? Yeah, to the Crown Royal. I'm now trying to remember what part of the conversation I went into. But yeah, you guys. So that's all I got. Social media is not for family business and things like that. People that put your business out in the street, whether it is your personal business to family via text, email, sending videos, pictures, all of that kind of stuff. That stuff is toxic. And I'm going to go as far as to say it's very narcissistic. It's smear campaigns. That's what narcissists do. They do smear campaigns. That's basically when they run around and talk about you to everybody that will listen, to make you feel like you have nobody, to make you feel utterly horrible about yourself. So we need to be mindful about the stuff that we put out there that just makes people feel just horrible about themselves. Like, it's enough negative media. It's enough negative news. Like, I don't know. It was the devil. The devil turned on the breaking news notifications in my phone. I do not watch the news. I don't watch the news. I'd rather just pray and do my part. But I don't watch the news because I get really, 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 really emotional. And then I'm crying and I can't get myself together all day. And like all of these news things was coming through. By tonight, I just called the devil out by tonight. Because I was like, you know what? I know I turned these notifications off. And they still kept coming through. And like, it was ridiculous how many people have died in the last couple of days through shootings, killings, all kinds of stuff. So it's like so much negativity out there. Our part is to be a light and to be positive, even if it's something as small as holding the door for somebody and saying good morning. And sometimes your teeth went up, your eyes look like you smiling. We owe it to God to do our part to be a light. If men want a Proverbs 31 woman, he has to surround his thoughts and envision himself to be with one. You better talk about it, Mr. Beckett. That's my Facebook husband, y'all, Mr. Beckett. So yes, that is so true. I was listening to something today, and it was talking about visualizations, which I have talked about before. I'm like, yo, we got to get back to how we was when we was little kids and we used our imagination. But yes, Mr. Beckett, you are exactly right. In order for a man to obtain a Proverbs 31 woman, he has to surround his thoughts and envision himself to be with one. But not only that, remember we said a Proverbs 31 woman, she is a helpmeet. She's a helper. She is a questioner of the vision. She wants to know what his dreams are. So he has to come into the relationship with a vision, right? He has to first come in with a vision for her to be able to uphold, right? And she's an incubator, so he needs to be able to give her something to incubate, something to work with, right? But then also, too, remember we said the Proverbs 31 woman, she can build with her hands, but she can tear down with her mouth. So we need to be mindful what it is that we say. And sometimes we just need to be quiet and learn how to take a cooling off period. You don't always got to try to handle stuff whenever you're in it. It's better, I'm going to say, it's better to not try to handle stuff whenever you're in the heat of the moment. Especially if both of you don't have superb communication skills. Take a cooling off period. I'll be like, give me a minute. Let me sleep. And it's okay to sleep on it. You don't got to go to, they be like, don't go to bed mad. You don't have to be mad, right? But you don't got to talk about it that night. You may need a day or 2 or 3. And then when you come and you sit down and you get ready to address the subject, you're calm, you're rational, you can think, like you can actually articulate what it is that you want to say and be able to communicate to that person. So like I said, if your cool off period, it got to be like a day or 2 or 3, and you need a person just to kind of like bounce your ideas off of, have that one solid person that is pro your relationship, that's gonna tell you if you're wrong And then if you are right, no. If you're wrong, they're going to help you come up with a plan and get your right. And if you're right, they're still going to help you come up with a plan to show up as Proverbs 31 woman, right? Because she's all about unconditional love and forgiveness. So you got to really be able to tap into your divinity, like your God, your self-love, right? You got to be tapped into the source. You got to be tapped into the source. And then you will always feel abundant. And you will feel like whatever it is that I give out, there's more where that came from. So, yeah, you guys. Thank you, Wendy. I love you, boo. And I appreciate you for, I appreciate you coming on here and supporting me. Always been supporting me. Always been there since I've ever known you. When did we meet? Like a couple years ago. But definitely soul family. We was talking about our soul family the other night, right? Those people that you just love them. You flirt with them, psych. Those people that you just love them. You can't resist flirting with them. Psych, I'm done. But those people who you just like love and you're always like connected to them. And then sometimes y'all ever notice like you can meet a whole group of people, right? You can meet a whole group of people, and you be cool with that group, that's your crew. But then if at some point things kind of like dissipate or you don't hang out as much as you used to, you may still have that one person and y'all like this because y'all the realest and y'all just keep it fucking real with each other, right? You can have those difficult conversations and get over it, right? You can be real with each other and just be like, you know what, we need to talk about it. Let's sit down and talk about it. Right? And I feel like those people are people who are comfortable and emotionally mature. People that don't, that question their emotional maturity, they don't want to have conversations because they don't know if they can sit and have a conversation without wanting to fight, right? And there's going to be times that we want to fight, but at this day and age, like if we can't talk about it, if we can't talk through it, then what that song say, talk to me nice or don't talk at all. Like if we can't rationalize at this point in my life, I was joking because somebody sent me a text and the text started off, first of all, I said, oh, they don't know the new Tiffany. And then I skimmed down and that bitch had a secondly in there. I said, they don't know the new Tiffany. Starting off your text message with a first of all will get you blocked before I even read the rest of that bitch. Because I'm just so serious about my zen, right? And I can't stay zen if I feed into people's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So I will block a bitch in a heartbeat. Especially whenever you want to talk crazy. I don't got time for that. And I know I can slice somebody up with my words. Jinsu, I know I can. I don't feel like it. I don't feel like the place that my energy has to go in order to tell you off. I don't want to. I don't want it. It's really elementary when it comes to what you want, but you have to be careful. Make sure your thoughts give you what you want is hand in hand with what you need. Well, the Bible says that the Lord gives us the desires of our hearts. So I take that to believe that if I want it, it's because I need it. Because if I didn't need it, he wouldn't put it in my heart. That's what I believe. Mr. Beckett, I need to send you some smoochies, Mr. Beckett. You so smart with all that yummy information, but you be like, It's easy. Mr. Beckett, I'm gonna send somebody over there to pinch on your cheeks and make you smile a little bit. Sweeten your ass up a little bit. Just a little bit. You are so full of wisdom. You should be teaching, sir. Oracle of divine hidden inner wisdom. But yeah, but you know what, Mr. Beckett, the thing that makes it hard is like, you must have had great parents, Mr. Beckett, because you would be surprised. You would be surprised at things that people go through mentally and emotionally. OG stays in the house! But you would be surprised what people go through mentally and emotionally that like talks them out of their blessings. Like, it sounds ridiculous, but it happens. It happens. Because like I was saying, like, if you... Man, I posted something on my page and it talked about, I follow this lady and she talks about childhood. She's called the crappy childhood fairy. But she talks about CPTSD, right? And some of us who've gone through like abuse and things like that in our childhood, we have CPTSD, which is complex post-secondary trauma disorder. Why am I going blank? I know this shit. I talk about this shit all day. PTSD. Post-traumatic stress syndrome. Damn, that's why I couldn't get it together. PTSD. Complex PTSD, right? So that means it was like compounded trauma, right? So, hey, OG Stays! So what we don't realize is that that affects people's decision making and even the way people think, right? We would think like, oh no, you know what I mean? Like, it just makes sense to think of it this way, but we don't all think the same way because we've been through different things. You know what I'm saying? So somebody that has CPTSD, Mr. Beckett, no, Mr. Beckett, that's your light codes. When you be asleep, your light code being activated. It's spiritual. Your light code being activated. Or, yeah, so that's why certain knowledge. And then not only that, Mr. Beckett, you probably were a judge or some shit. Like, you probably... Beat the gavel! You probably were like a judge in your past life. That's why you were like, no nonsense. It's not... Let me ring the bell. Mr. Beckett be like, it's simple. But yeah, so Mr. Beckett, also too, the knowledge comes from your DNA activations, which is going on for a lot of us, right? And then not only that, Mr. Beckett, like, you probably was like an oracle or a shaman of some sort in your past life. So you came in, our soul still remembers. You know what I'm saying? So that's why some of us are like an old soul. Our soul remember some of that information. And it's like the more we start to awaken and initiate certain things in us, the more we just are more open. Like, oh yeah, like, I always was a scholar. For the last 26 years, so of course I'm a teacher now. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, Mr. Director of Divine Oracle and Cosmic Order. I know you came to set things in order, Mr. But yeah, I am praying to remember my dreams because it be these dreams that I don't remember, but it's almost like wherever I'm at, it's like I'm in a complex, like an apartment complex, and it's a lot of other people there, but I don't necessarily remember any particular events per se in the dream, but I know that I'm somewhere else with a whole lot of other people. And I feel like that is astral travel, because from what I understand, those of us that are astral traveling, like we're actually going somewhere else for a purpose and doing something there that we may not always necessarily remember, but we working. Do you do, so you know pillow talk now, Mr. Beckett? You just don't got time for the bullshit. Mr. Beckett, it's not that you not pillow talk. I believe that you're very sweet and romantic. You just have like a, okay. All right. So some of us have a lot of knowledge, right? So we're going to say everybody on here that listen, we all got a lot of knowledge, right? However, we all have a different delivery, right? So I feel like some people are just like, hey, this is it. This is what it is. Here go the information. It ain't that hard. It's not rocket science. Get down to it. Or maybe it's just a man thing. I don't know. Then other people, no, it's not a man thing. Because I actually have, nope, it's not a man thing. Because I actually have at least two of my best friends are the same exact way, right? Me, on the other hand, I am more of a, like the teacher type. So I'm going to be like, all right, this is what it is. This is why you need it. Do you understand why you need it? All right, you with me? You following me? Okay, all right, boom. So then this is why you need it, and this is why it happened. Okay, you got it. Boom, you following me? You picking up when I'm putting it down? Okay, all right. And this is how you solve the problem. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I have just a different approach, you know? So we're all sent to different people. So the people that I'm sent to, they need me to be like, Mr. Beckett, you are probably called to, I feel like men tend to be very, like men tend to simplify things, just period. You know, like, just period. Because I feel like, yeah. And then biologically, like, they say that, I heard Miles Monroe say that women are the prophets and men are the teachers. And I believe that's because we are more tapped into the spiritual realm, right? So we can be a little like, and that's why men and women balance each other. So we can be a little bit more like, say, like spiritual head in the clouds, for lack of a better term, right? And then the man in the relationship is more 3D based, more grounded, right? So that's how we kind of like balance each other. But I feel like the woman should have her ear to heaven, and then the woman and the man, you should be sweet enough and tender enough and submissive enough that you can bring down the information and give it to him. Ooh, because then he's going to take what you give to him and he's going to utilize that to get victory in the 3D world, whether that's corporate America, the business world, the United Nations, whatever it is that you do. If you have a female counterpart, she should be that. And not saying that men don't have these same giftings, because I believe that they do. But from what I'm seeing, men just have a different outlook on it, period. And it doesn't make it right or wrong. But it, you know, it just is what it is. Like I was saying, like, I'm like, oh my God, like, you divine masculine, you're just powering through with the spiritual. And y'all are just like, I broke up with her because I got mature. You know what I mean? Like, y'all break it down and y'all make it really simple. Now, my way is not bad, because I feel like there's a level of empowerment, and there's a level of divinity, and there's a level of, I made this choice because I'm actually saying yes to God, that people may not always give themselves credit for. Because it's actually more, it'd be so much more than just becoming mature. You actually have really done a lot of different things in that process, from changing the way you think to changing your circle of friends to changing the way you do things. Like, it'd be a lot. It'd be a lot. But you guys simplified and be like, you know what, I just grew up. I'm like, man, listen, you did a whole lot. You was what do you mean? All jokes aside, I do pray and ask my Lord and Savior for wisdom, among other things. Yes,